The new chapter of the syllabus is Heron's formula. What is Heron's formula? Before we get into the chapter called Heron's formula, let's be brief with the introduction. Imagine we have discussed about many geometrical figures like the triangle, the rectangle, the square, the parallelogram, the trapezium, the rhombus, and etc. So like this, we have seen various geometrical figures whose areas were also identified. For example, for a triangle, we have identified that area of triangle is half into base into height. We have also discussed in the previous session about area of rectangle, which is length into width, and area of parallelogram, which is base into height. So like this, we have many geometrical figures whose areas and perimeters have been discussed in brief. So this session is about reintroducing the concept of areas and perimeters of various geometrical figures. Most importantly, with a three-sided closed figure in the planar region called triangle. Before this, let's try to revisit the concept of area and perimeter. So here we have there are two important things we discuss when it comes to a geometrical figure. So any geometrical figure we first identify in the planar region with two important concepts. One is the area and the other is the perimeter. So what is area and what is perimeter is what we're going to discuss in the session. Imagine I take a rectangular piece of plank or a box. So in this case, let's try to understand the difference between understanding area or visualizing area and the perimeter for this example model. So clearly I see that this is rectangular and this is the length and this is the width. So the dimensions of the rectangle, which is with length and width, we know that the area is the entire region covered by the rectangle. So for this disk, this entire thing makes out the area. So area for this rectangular plank would be length times width. Let's see now what is perimeter. So in order to understand perimeter, we see that firstly, what is the boundary for this plank? I have four different sides which covers the entire rectangular plank. 1, 2, 3 and 4. So imagine, say for example, if the ant starts from here and tries to move along this edge and then tries to move along this edge and this then moves along this edge, and the same ant now makes a journey from here to here, then we say that the journey made by the ant right from here unto all the four sides until it reaches its initial position is nothing but perimeter. So this clearly makes us understand that perimeter is the sum of all the boundaries. Is the total length of the boundary is what is perimeter. The total space of the planar region is called area. So let's see in brief about the example of a wooden plank to understand area and perimeter in general terms. So area and perimeter. Area is defined as it is the region covered by the closed figure in the planar region. It is the region covered by the closed figure in the planar region. For example, I take the example of the rectangular plank as we have discussed. This would be nothing but the area. So this dotted region, which covers the entire closed solid four-sided figure, is nothing but called the area. So this represents the area. The rotated region is area. Now let's see what would be the perimeter understood in general terms. Perimeter, it is the total length of the boundary of the closed figure in the planar region. This is how we differentiate between area and perimeter. Perimeter is the total length of the boundary of the closed figure in the planar region. Let's take the same example of a rectangular plank as taken as the model. No doubt this is the area, but when it comes to the perimeter, we take the total length of the boundaries, this, and this. Say the length of this boundary is L1, the length of this boundary is L2, L4. Then perimeter is sum of all the four lengths, L1 plus L2 plus L3 plus L4. Sum of all the lengths of the rectangular plank is nothing but the perimeter. The region covered by the closed figure, this whole region is called area, and the length of the boundaries is called perimeter. It's how we understand the difference between understanding the area and the perimeter for a closed figure in the planar region. Area and perimeter.